picture, anything, but there we go. All right, so we got a couple errors here in our console. What I'm trying to do right now, got to change something. Getting started on. Actually, I'm just getting started. I've been working basic. I'm working actual size of this landing page. These did load pretty slow, so I'm gonna have to work. I think what I'm gonna bridge and call them from there instead of Firestore. Sign in. Gets here. The admin. This should take me to the admin section. Guys, it checks for all. Actually, put factor authentication. Product, and I've got these archived as no got it set. Save draft and change the price. And this is just random stuff. Not gonna. It's not gonna change. I put it here. I'm gonna show you kind of back to the store. I'm actually gonna put the header in here right now. I have a link called Pro. This is my navigation. Actually, I'll have some product here that can tell about it. Take them here. I have my header here. Same header as header and the footer. I may work a little bit. Definitely shows that you can do that here, right there, and this shows you're not terrible. I would like that to be happens. See the canvas. So I actually added that back to there. That's basically the concept output, and I've got preserve log. Actually, that does tabs showing got logs that actually show and take them off of the text panel yet where you type in here layers panel that's all the layers SVG layer and back. What I've got right now is I'm working on this. May eventually be changed to round as shield. Only reason I have it shield right here, I was creating these shapes. Chose rectangle and megaphone, but in my design, it's called shield and whatever. So, but eventually these, you're gonna see all of these, basically what we call a template. And shield right now, I have it mapped to the round. Megaphone mapped to round with handles. That actually should have changed. Got a few things here that you got to work on. And we're going to take care of all this. It's going to take months to go through this. These are just going to be your tools. Okay, delete, back, forward, do, redo. So just preview it in the browser, flash your own center and options. Typically, you'll have more than these, but I just need the vertical horizontal grid that we're going to place up. Just basically draw that out and it renders as the top layer. You can align things. This is going to be a select all button. It's going to select everything on the screen. This is going to be the information. It's going to give you details about what each tool does and how to use it, like a help section. But we're also going to have that here called the Cheerbot panel. Cheerbot's going to design coach. Cheerbot design coach is actually what she's going to tell you. If you ask it a question, she's going to tell you what tool. For example, go here and say, hey, how do I send a sign? Automatically going to canvas based on. Got to write all that code out. 800, 600. So basically, we'll say, and the tricky part is this: it's got instead of it doesn't know where the center of this circle, no matter how big it is, it only knows where the top left is because that starts at 0. So if we put that at center, program it that way, it's going to go here. What you have to do is write a JavaScript code. Tell it, hey, our canvas is 800 by 600. This one might be 300 by 300 square. So at 150 and 150 center, so we tell it where the center is, then it can center. Basically, we're telling it what to do. And I've got to get my screen going because my screen working right. Because nothing. Get everything going. Trying to. You see it on. Get you capture property. Let's change it. There we go. That's a sync. Okay. That down. Let's there. There we go. So now you should be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. This is a console that outputs all the errors. This is basically every time I come in, shape, there we've got a small issue. Can't select that one. Now the reason is because I initially, and this is just some of the quirks of coding that you have to deal with. Initially, when we set this, our canvas background pretty, I'm gonna make it where just I've got it placed in there to the size that it's gonna actually have it the ruler here, here, so that you can actually see how big this is. Even though it's 800 by 600, you can translate that to. There's a form I have to look and a code that you can pretty much tell it already pre. Got to go find where to get. Sure, there are more than one source for that, but typically what we're going to take care of that. Now, one thing I'm going to take care of right here, by default, it canvas. I switch to that, got that, and it's putting two of them. So I've got to find a bug in that. So we're going to have bugs. But what I want to do for now is clear this right here. And to do that, I'm going to show you. I got VS Code installed. That handle that's where I write all of my code at. What's going to happen is we go in here. See all of the code. This is megaphone. This is round SVG folder, input signs, whatever, and round with handles. Eventually, this is all going to Firebase, but for now, this is how I'm doing it until I can remap all that. That does take just a minute, and you want to get it working locally, but buy on the internet because the internet's out. I can still work on my code. So, what we're fixing right now, I'm trying to get in place. Back up and delete. Definitely got to take care of that. I'm going to go ahead and fix this now. Diner store big, all in the app.js. So I already got the app.js. All I got to do is hit log right here. You can see I've got a console log. I don't want a console errors. Right, so that got a formatter installed. Prettier. Get that check mark, then code correct. Decided. So I'm going to refresh this, and you can see that's when. Now I've got to go to this scaling. I know where that is. A I've added. Actually, it's in functions. Function. I really don't need this. I don't think. I could probably do that. Let me read it and see. Now what I'm going to go back to VS Code, get our logs, and got 7. So down to that. Okay, I don't like when it. See what happens. Gotta save it. Check this after each. All right, so we've got this showing, but basically telling it, put it on the center of the canvas. All right, so gotta get logs. So next one, don't want to delete that line. It Have it. That should. Now we should have no more console log. Ish. Now nothing. The main issue now is that when I change to this, it automatically places a new one on the canvas and actually place this. So that's what we're going to work on. It's actually placing canvas at the front and the back that it do both canvases. Find out exactly what happened. Now what should happen by default is going to be default right here. Right. And you can see we just got one that is on the front and the back. So front, back. All right. Now, what happens when we change this? It doesn't really delete those. It's still treating those objects, so it's not replacing that. It did delete the other one. Actually, it did. We got two of those. We don't, and we do have two of them. We've got some issues we got to work out there, and that's just these are minor issues. It's gonna take some combing through work. But what I'm trying to do right now, I'm gonna go back to that. I'm just basically working on getting these. So the next thing I'm gonna work on is so if I choose single sided, then basically it's delete backside. Should be the active, showing the active is correct. Choose single sided one. Not what we're daily. Go ahead and try to take care of it. All right, so what I'm gonna end up doing here, probably adding something here in the, gotta make sure I'm in the right file. Be under this one. Gonna have to set the side basically and tell it, hey, which side we're actually working. Do that. For instance, go near the top of your actually roll a lot. State. I won't state equals. Say, hey, if 9 is divided. So basically, we're going to tell it to set sides. We actually we're going to sides, set sides, camel case first, and then cases, camel case. It's actually giving me sides and set sides. Basically, we're telling it if the user chooses double from that drop down menu, you got to do something. So you got to update the sides panel. Basically, got this updated to show that. Going to look select value and don't know. This is it's just Sided. Here's the sides. Correct block code. Essentially, chunk of code goes this, and this chunk of code handles sides. Basically, got it right there. So this is the sides. Now, where we put this is very important. Make sure that have these options available. You're gonna have two, so it makes it fairly simple, but at the same time, it can be pretty good. Opening tag on change value sides. I think what we're going to choose, take the values sides, change event, and that short E is really just an event handler. Target value single, I don't. Should be able to do like that, like that. I'm not sure. I can run it. I've got a thing that will check my code over here. Everything great out of it. Sure, everything syntax free. Right. A VS Code would do. So basically, I think it works. Basically, what we're doing, load the designer, your back button's visible, defaulted, uh, set the double sided, meaning active side, back. Single sided while viewing the back, to the, that's exactly what it was. So do is check the active side. Refresh. I think the back is the active side. No, this is right here. I switched to back. I've got it. Now the default is double sided. Single sided. So see here, opt an error. So all I have to do is put it over here in my time environment. I'm gonna run this and tells me is double is not defined, mean it's gonna tell me exactly what to fix on it. Console errors that actually read options panel tells me exactly where app, sidebar, product options panel. So it'll go through files. Basically, this change affects this. Change it here, it goes through this. So kind of how that works. So telling me the main error is right here in the product options panel, go and find this line. Got this. There is exactly what we have. So that should be correct. Because that I don't see any reason that shouldn't be correct. But sometimes there's things that happen that we just don't see. So I'm still getting this. Little trick fix. I like to comment on save this as a screen. That way I know I've got this error I've got to work on older. I can go back to it. A lot of coders don't do that, but I do simply because I forget. Like I said, you're gonna have so many bugs when you first do this. It's gonna take hours of testing just to get it right. Still months away probably. You know that. Copy code. Actually, I don't even have to do that. I could go to the console. Got four console windows. Actually, E in the apps. Got to be in this directory, a root directory. Search this entire directory for app. I can look at apps designer. Should be a code in panels. Should be. So we're gonna have it search this file, particularly our file right here. Code. All right, so it's telling me no such file or directory. There we go. It was right. 19 and 20. Tell me what line it's on. That is double sided. Is active side back. Let's see. See, this takes a while to work through. Like a big I enjoy 10,000 piece puzzle that you're never going to get together. It's never going to be. Can get it as close to perfect as possible. Manipulating it. That's why I really code. All right, so let's see what we got here. So remember, chug water after New Year's nights. So it tells us we need line, I was thinking it was line 119. 19 to 1. Down here to right here, right there. Yeah, I know that's not right because I'm going to have to work to add it. It is double-sided string. String double, and that is fact. This could be a doozy. Some of them are. No. Well, one thing that could be happening, double-sided. I like to move those back. I could change the color on them. I could have it render it whatever color I want. Till I get desperate. Yeah, desperate. Oh, and basically what you do to have it remember that where this location is, set that into a local state, and I've got that in the app. Main app as a local state. That's how we're going to manipulate this and this, and every time we click a button, got to tell it to remember that state. They would overwrite the last local. And we could do up to like maybe 50 to 100 of those. So we could have several undo states. Actually, do we could have as many, really, but you run out of bandwidth actually storing. So basically, we know the side state is working, not throwing error until we switch the initial state is working. Set double is correct because we get no errors. Go single. Try this one. Actually, I've already got that. So what happens? This is supposed to take this. It's supposed to take rendering that in autumn. That's where that is. Basically, we've got the side panel, the sidebar, side panel, top bar, canvas, bottom bar. And I do have some space on the right. I can actually use. I close that. I could use space over here, and then so I could basically work around the canvas, which is what I want to do actually. So um, what's going to happen? This basically just changes. This is actually change this eventually. This is your canvas, and we're going to set that canvas color as just an off-white. It's going to be different than the background screen. So again, change the and earlier I could change that. I can also add a stroke if I need to. Change that. Eventually, all of this will. It's gonna take me a while. I gotta go to inspect. And, all right, so let's inspect what's happening and why this is not disappearing when I choose single. Can't figure that. First thing I'm gonna do is just gonna open it. Sometimes it helps. Come here. Let's get clear. This will restart everything. See, we've got all of these pages, admin logins, everything. We've got servers, every one of them talking to each other. So you get an error starting Designer. So that could be part of our issue. Just want to double check to make sure my code telling us these are already in use, but I know I have these ports reserved for this. Running on these. Clear. I want to do shut. It's like that. Copy. I'm not going to start this. Stop and paste this. That's what starts our basically the login server. Now let's go LA. Sometimes it's hard to remember all this stuff. I've got it wrote down. Some of it I don't have to remember. I just have to remember the ports I'm on. 5177, 7, and then we're all right. So you can got these code server. So basically, all we're gonna have to do is kill these. That should be what I'm thinking anyway. Kill those. Basically, we're gonna kill this, type in kill. Basically, kill that. Copy. Copy. Now we've killed those. Now we can copy that. Now we have nothing. All right, so now let's go in. Dev. Don't know if I need to run first or this one of these. This one relies on the. Let's go and fire this involved. Now we can run there. Build our page so we have that. Successful. Here we're just should be able to. So there we go. Now we're gonna check the active status. We're active right now. Just while I'm doing it. Console. Front, I've got the back. What happens if I change to single sided? I get yeah, it's gonna be a little tricky to get. Notes here. Know what all buttons I have. Gotta do is code that. I'm actually gonna bottom bar. Not very long. Shouldn't have to. Should be able to just double sided. Not in there. See what actually sure that it's help. We are gonna figure this out. Show back have set sided. Now I don't see because show back is true. It's on double sided. Now from here, so go down to where we are right here. This has to be our issue because we got active and set active. Have show back, which is show back. Right back. Right, and now this is going to that is that should be correct. Change our code here. Maybe this issue. Right. Codes decided. Still getting an sure this matches our own. I'm going to compare it to the screenshot I just. See what's happening because it's showing options. Just, I mean, it's basically telling me on change product options panel is not correct. Now that I saved that file, there it goes. That fixed it. Because if you noticed what I noticed in VS Code, all right, let's just say I make a change to this file. this changes to a circle. It wasn't saved, so I changed that a minute ago and never saved it. I still think the issue was right here. It's here. This was not there. Bottom bar. So we could not unrender that button. Active canvas is here. We should be able to do that. Center scaling. Stroke. This is not going to be edited once we get it set up. Right, so I'm going to notes here. I know. While I've got this issue fixed, go. Actually, I'm at the desktop level. Gotta move. Go to start cloud. At to status. Shows all the files that I had. This means modified. What we modified, so added the D. Added. Actually, we're going to product off. Here, checking hard coded domains. Then we just go get push. Pushes it. GitHub. Oh, now when we go count everything. All right, so we're good to go now as far as that goes. That issue is resolved. The other issue I'm having is on product options. Every time I click product options, it automatically all right, so stop this. So I like to take a lot of notes. I can go back through them. Like, hey, I can search for if I got a question, I can type something in and it'll tell me where I went wrong or what day it was on that I did it and how we fixed it, how we resolved certain. Take a lot of notes. I'm trying to, take a note that I need to fix that when I initially load the canvas, designer, it's the canvas is designer as a whole. I do that. I initially designer it displays the correct shape as tab, turn on product option in. Trying to think of a way to tackle it. There should only be, we could probably write some code to tell it there should only be one instance of shape.svg, sign shape.svg per canvas. So I've got a few bugs fixed today. Actually, I have. I've got saving the Firestore where image up here it places it in Firestore. Not gonna image the gallery. It's gonna, and we've actually already got one of those. I'm actually gonna change this so that we get it go back to that landing page. This is actually when you sign in, it's just say out, so I've got notes. All of this just gonna take some time. Show. Maybe it'll work. I'm hoping it works. Need where I'm at. Go load. All right, so correctly back. I should remove that. So that perfect. Make sure that acts. I've got this hidden right now for a reason. It's just for dev tools. Actually, scoot up that canvas and display image that's on this canvas right here with click save for have the image, a blob image of what actually that shapes. I guess what I need to do is add some like a log here so that like I was doing, it prints a log here. You can find what's actually firing. I click on product op. Actually, I do need it, but I don't know where I need to put this. Apple. I did. I think I can get away with it. Random. No, I really fucking despise shit. Random. Random. We're gonna fight like that. Don't need. That should be fun. Um, hate this fucking auto. Right there. There we go. Now I can write. I can write in happiness. Alright, so we got a console log. Da da da. That one. That out. Right top panel. No. Current. Might be. Actually, don't. Which side it is. Still suggesting shit for me. I don't fucking want. I'm hoping that's right. Now is odds. I could get away. Thinking I've left something out here. It just helps me to read it. I'm assuming. Gotta be. All right. So I was thinking I needed another. I had to have another. Actually, my wife. Now to get that. Probably need to add another. I know I'm getting two different instants every time. probably turn that off. I don't know. Damn nerd. Might be wrong. I gotta get maybe that's right. We're gonna find out. We're about to find out. Back to here. Load the cat. Do is comparison memory. That should get. Oh, instances are definitely different. Probably didn't need those. Active fire and all that. It does help to get a more telling me what I'm clicking through. I put the mount and unmount. It proves that it's been mounted every time. Mounted, mounted, clicked off of that, mounted, fired another instance, unmounted. Gonna stop that. Basically, what's happening this adds shape, adds shape. best way to handle this, I guess the what it's doing is running that sign shape effect running every time coming from that is every time loading that SVG canvas every time that tab is clear. Have to I do. I'll be able. I don't know. I'm gonna have to move. Understand what's going. Find it. I have a feeling it's. So I was thinking we already had that ability. Not sure. So let's see what we. Oh, is that a file name? Name that something like base shape, like base shape. Could possibly issue there. Might resolve both issues. Oh, name. Change the name naming its protected shapes. Layers panel here. Base shape. That layer. Base shape can never be changed. Never. That's gonna make it a little. Always gonna be a base shape, essentially. Now we sure we still accomplish. Could add a new one that the old one. Obviously that can change. Should be changed. Replace. Lights tell me that dude. Try this. I don't know. That has to be right. And read. Should be right. There's no reason it can't be right. adding our group back right after it. Basically, if we're building for layers, this is always going to be the back layer, very bottom, basically. Stack these SVG like paper on top of each other. So if that's the case, we can always canvas also should find it off of there. This auto function. I really need a. Not sure. Sometimes you just gotta walk away from it. Sometimes you gotta walk away from it. I have to define the function now, and I'll add shape. Sure, but this is what you deal with. Mess up 10 times and you get one thing right, and it's the way. Big old puzzle. I said it's like a 10,000, actually some thousands. Never gonna can get it close, but it's like you just keep expanding from the and then code is never finished ever. Get it, you get it perfect, like absolutely perfect, working the way you want, and then you're gonna find a way to update it because it's just the way it works. It never ends. That's what actually the beauty can always be added to. You can do things differently, and you can write the same code. The hardest thing for me to learn and to understand when I first started doing it is, and I'm still learning. That's what I'm doing. There's three different ways to achieve canvas, maybe 100 different ways, 200 different ways. So many different ways, and I always wondered where the code came from. Right? There's a programming language that says if it's in this syntax, this it doesn't matter what the code says as far as like this, right? This has to be specific to the canvas. I was writing existing base, I'm to put existing, but I don't want to use existing. I want suggesting that I want to use existing base because that is the base layer. There might be another circle. Example, you could render a circle on top of here. Change the color or design might look similar to this example. So then we don't want base for the same exist this, and that's existing base. That makes sense. So it's one of them things. It's like constantly. All right, so now back to this. Send to back, and I believe Center canvas center back is not a function. At use add sign shape at AC. Product up. In Fabric, which is a JavaScript language, Fabric JS is I'm using canvas. All this stuff to render on canvas in HTML can be very difficult. It can be. My case is send to back is not one. Rotation, get pull rotation. Object. Basically, fabricjs.com object backwards. That tells us it's a very important hint. Back over. Go. Which could be a very simple. That sign shape. Canvas dots back. Code. That. And we click back on that and we've got this again. All right, so it's object. What happened this time? Canvas. Back on. Actually, instances. That's another quirk. Gotta figure out. It just keeps duplicating them. Back. Click something we're gonna have to work. Happening. Still duplicating after what we wrote. Just adds the shape to the canvas. Go as the option. The only thing I've really added. I had the I have another instant code open. Code trying before kind of come. I don't know. Let's try. See. So and when you write code, sometimes you. So right now we're putting. So gives it an ID. I think I remember probably yeah. Click back on it. What to do? Think of it. I'm going to start. Sometimes this helps. Running an old cache. Fire that up. Fire that up. Admin. Try it again. Whatever I'm doing. affected by. Still duplicate. Make a couple changes. That and go back to here. Initial. I tell you what we can do, because in VS Code I've got this little called codex. Right? You can use it to analyze. It can actually make changes to code, but I don't like it to. It can just it's just boom, 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 and I'm lost. I have to keep track of exactly where I'm at. Prompt and see what it tells us because what he can do is open every file in repo, tell me exploring these files, which there's actually I have open. I'm gonna read those. Chat GPT. Not. Then I'm gonna go through. A shape added on save to canvas. Jason. Without its identity data. That makes fucking perfect sense because that wouldn't matter if it's an existing base, secondary, but it doesn't matter. Product option, init, effect, fires existing base shape, but it's not in that shape. It has those flags. This is it. Adds a new base shape. So I mean, this is a whole nother angle that I wasn't even thinking about. That it would have took me hours to can solve issues. ChatGPT could probably write this. No joke. It could probably all of this. So what we're gonna do? I've got to find where canvas cases. That is more. So, damn is there? Probably active side. Said here, that can. Now let's just make sure that on 185. Well, stated active side. Active 85 to active side. Tell it. Keep that J. That should be. All right, so that's going to be another because we have two boards. Find the one have that here. Now they compare this. station. I had to go here in a few minutes. Prices. Uh, colored. Status. Canvas state. Else. Active name. I don't know. It's gonna be files or thing that is confusing. This, according to what I have, the code that I wrote, correct. Got the base code just to get shit on camera. This should not even be selectable. Able to be, it should be changed because we're eventually going to change the color. But I don't know, but I may come back to this. Appreciate you tuning in. Adventures coming up.